Hey guys, so it's Monday now, Monday the 15th of May. We are literally just about to leave the Airbnb that we're staying at. We've had some breakfast. My sister and Nathan, her boyfriend, left this morning, so they're going to be on their way back to the UK soon with my parents. And yeah, just getting ready to leave. I thought I'd give you guys a really quick tour. I know I've already shown you like the upstairs bit of where we're staying, but I thought I'd give you a quick tour of like upstairs, where we ate, downstairs, outside. And like I said before, I will leave a link down below to where we've stayed, because honestly, could not fault anything. It was really affordable. We stayed here for 3 nights. 4 people. It was really cheap. You've got a station literally within walking distance to be able to, 400 meters from here to be able to get to Paris. And the host is absolutely amazing. Really lovely lady called Fabienne. Doesn't speak much English, but bless her, she was trying. And she can say a few words, but she does speak Italian and French, but just couldn't fault her either. You know, every morning when we went down for breakfast, she had it all laid out and ready for us. Just really welcoming, really chilled. Yeah, nothing bad to say. We would definitely come back here again. But yeah, because we are just about to leave and go spend the day in Paris again, I thought I would just show you guys really quickly, especially because now it's daylight as well, whereas last time I videoed it was dark. So this is where me and Alan stayed. So you've got a cute little bar area there. It's just very French, very chic, lovely comfortable bed. Yeah, just really lovely. There's hangers over there, a little wardrobe. And then you've got this sliding door here, and this is where Nathan and Leah stayed. So you've got like this little area here, which is like a little sitting area. You've got a desk, another double bed. This is obviously the ladies' like closet area. Do excuse the state of the bathroom, but you got a little shower, sink and toilet. And again, slidey doors. But yeah, this whole upstairs area is just for guests. I think we've got everything, haven't we, Alan?
I think so, yeah.
I'm going to turn this light off. And then I'll just quickly show you guys downstairs as well. I do want to leave a little message written for Fabienne because she's just so lovely. So you walk down the stairs, this cute like mirror. And this is basically where we had breakfast in the morning. So you've got this beautiful entrance. And obviously the lady lives down here. This is her living space. But yeah, again, beautiful entrance. I'll show you the outside in a minute. This is where me and Alan had breakfast this morning. I feel like if she has like 2 people having breakfast, she does it here. Whereas if there's more, she'll do it here. But yeah, it's just gorgeous. There's also an outdoor space, which is really nice. So we actually sat out there yesterday. Really lovely. And then the kitchen area is beautiful. And then yeah, obviously I don't want to show you too much, but like her personal bathroom and bedroom are over there. She's got a little downstairs like cloakroom sort of thing, which she said that we could use, but we didn't. And then she's got another little downstairs toilet here. And then I'll just quickly show you outside. Another little mirror here. Hello. Yeah, she's got this like outdoor area, which is very cute. And then the actual front of the Airbnb, which is stunning. It's just so cute. We are going to leave, and honestly it's such a lovely quiet area as well. It's like a little cul-de-sac. It's basically like a little, almost like a roundabout of like enclosed little houses. But yeah, like I say, just could not fault anything. Everything was perfect. Anything you want to add to that, Alan, about the Airbnb?
No, I'm just sending her a message.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we are going to get on the train to Paris in a second. We are planning on going to the Louvre and Arc de Triomphe. Yesterday was really cool, going up the Eiffel Tower. Hopefully, I mean, I was going to say the weather yesterday, we got very lucky with it. Today, maybe not going to be as lucky because it's meant to rain, but we'll see. Didn't even give me a chance. This place. Oh yeah. This is today's reality, guys. It is absolutely chucking it down. So I bought a little, very little umbrella for €6, which isn't doing much, but there's the Louvre. Guys, we're in the car just outside my auntie's house, but they're not home, so I thought this would be a good time to update you guys on what happened today, because I can't remember, I think the last clip we filmed we were on one of the old like metros, but this morning when we were on our way to Paris, we obviously got on a train, and like we got on it yesterday, it was absolutely fine, had no issues. And today we had like a person who works on the train who was checking the tickets. And anyone who lives in London or has been in London, like, it's quite normal, not even in London, I'd say like any transport in the UK, it's quite normal that you put your feet on the seat, right? I mean, it's just something that you do. And me and Alan had our feet on the seats during the journey. And then when this man came to check our ticket, Alan, without even realising, just had like one of his legs up. And then the guy checked my ticket, fine, and then checked Alan's ticket. And then he was like, he basically told Alan to take his foot off the seat. And then he started saying that we had to pay a €50 fine because you had your foot on the seat.
Which I didn't even realise I was doing.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. And like, obviously, when you go on a train or, you know, whatever transport you go on, there's often like rules and regulations and things that you shouldn't do, like no smoking and da-da-da. But there's normally signs, right? And obviously we didn't realise that putting your foot on the seat is like a really bad thing to do here in France, especially because we were on like the more modern and newer trains, which have only been like around for like a year. But yeah, he was trying to charge us 50 euros, and we were like, look, we're really sorry, we apologize, we didn't mean any disrespect, like we didn't know, and all this stuff, like just trying to be really reasonable. And then he called over like more of his colleagues, and there was like 4 of them around us at that point. And then we came off the train because we'd basically got to like the last stop that we needed to get off at, and we came off the train and just carried on the conversation on the platform. And then he was basically trying to tell us that if we didn't pay the fine, he'd have to call the police. And then like 3 policemen or like security of the train station came over. There was a bit of a language barrier, so like Google Translation was being used. And anyway, we didn't pay the fine because the policeman said that because we weren't French that we wouldn't have to.
Well, he pretty much told me that's not exactly what happened, but
okay, I'm not very good at explaining it, but you can.
So the short of it all is that we was back and forward, agreeing and disagreeing that yes, there's no signs on the train, but it's something that I should know. And I explained to him that's not something that's clear. You can't expect people to know the rules and regulations of your country if you haven't got anything signposted. So it's like, apparently you're not allowed to be on the phone on these trains, like have a loud like a conversation on your phone. So do you know what I mean? That's outrageous in my mind. And then they had this little sticker sign thing which they were holding, which showed you all the things that you can't do and fines. And I went, there you go, that's perfect. I was like, why is that not stuck on the wall? And they were like, oh, you expect us to have it in across all the seats? I'm like, no, but 1 in each carriage. I was like, you're informing people of what you feel is appropriate and inappropriate. So it's back and forth. The police officer pretty much understood my point, but I don't think there was anything that he could do. And in Google Translate on the phone, he turned around and, well, on the translation it said, you won't have to pay the fine. And I was like, okay, but he wants my ID card. So he wanted my driving license, obviously give me a fine. And he pretty much said, don't worry about it, you live in England, you don't need to pay the fine. So I did get a fine. And it was and we weren't explained, but it turned into an 110 euro fine because we didn't pay it on the spot. So if you want to appeal an on the spot fine in Paris, it automatically becomes more expensive, which is just stupid, to be frank. And
they didn't explain that.
And they didn't explain that at all. And then they just give you your receipt of your 110 euro fine, which is all in French.
Yeah, there's no English on there.
Like literally not a single word of English on there. And away you go. That's it.
And then when you try and go on to like, well, you try to go onto the website that it gives you on the receipt and put the details in that you need, and it doesn't work. So it's just really annoying. It was, you know, it was uncalled for. I think, well, we both think that it was just
the obnoxiousness. It was the fact that they were agreeing. So the second colleague turned around at one point and was like, oh, the stickers for the carriages are on their way. I'm like, well, then you're acknowledging that there's a need for them. Because a minute ago you were telling me that you didn't want to have any on there, and now you're telling me that they're on their way, they're going to have some soon. So how can you're contradicting yourself? And it was just, it felt, without saying it too much, it felt like just because we were British that they were just throwing the book at us, and that was it. And it was just, it didn't make any sense.
There was no like, oh yeah, we'll just let you off with a warning, or okay, we accept your apology, but you know, next time just whatever. No, there was just, yeah, it just kind of put a downer on our day, really. We still tried to have a good time. Obviously it did rain a little bit as well, but you know, well, yeah, a lot. But yeah, I just thought it was important. I mean, obviously I don't know how many people do watch my vlogs, but if there's people that do come across it and see this part of the video, I think it's important to know that, you know, these things can happen. And yeah, just I don't even know what to say. It's just annoying. My auntie and uncle, obviously, who live out here, they do speak French, so we'll ask them if there's anything that they think we can do. But hopefully we won't have to pay the 110 euros just for having a foot on a chair.
It's just the principle of it.
That's the joke of it, is that we didn't do anything wrong in our eyes, really.
And it's all fine to have rules, like I get it, do you know what I mean? Like, but you've got to inform people.
Yeah.
They were trying to say that they were online. I'm like, but I didn't have to go online. I bought my ticket from a station.
Yeah.
So at that point there, again, you've got no signs, nothing there. How can you try and enforce laws which aren't obvious?
Yeah, and like Alan was saying to them as well, like, you know, when you're driving, you've got your speed limits. You know that if you've gone over that speed limit, you'll potentially get a fine because there's a sign that says you have to go at this certain speed. But yeah, there was no signs, there was nothing, and we can't be expected to just know. And they were trying to turn around and say, oh, it doesn't matter that in London you can do that, like on public transport you shouldn't be putting your feet up.
Which is fair play, I get it, but like, it happens, and it happens subconsciously. It wasn't even something that I didn't even realise I was doing at one point.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that that's what anyone going to Paris on that day, anyone that goes through that experience, that is now, especially if we didn't have such a good day yesterday, that would have been the lasting memory of today. That is how they're representing their capital city, their ultra lovely new trains, which they're meant to be, you know what I mean, taken care of, and all you've done is you've just completely tarnished it all by having absolutely zero compassion, zero understanding, zero. It didn't matter. I said to them, I'm not here to argue, we're not having an argument, I'm just having a conversation. If I was shouting and getting all aggy at you, I'd understand that you're not being reasonable, but I'm just talking, do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. Try and appeal it and see what happens.
I don't think I'll be filming anything else today, to be honest, because we're just going to spend the rest of the evening with my family, and then tomorrow we are driving to Belgium, so I'll probably vlog then. And also, I don't know how my editing is going to be. It might be like 2 parts for France, 2 parts for Belgium, who knows. But yeah, I just really think it's important to include these bits as well on vlogs, because it can happen to anyone. So yeah, but we'll still have a good week. You know, it is annoying that this has happened and uncalled for, but we can't let it ruin the rest of our trip. So everything else has been fine.